Annyeong, it's Mikey here, and guys, thank you so much for all the support, and I can't believe how far this channel has come, and I'm always so grateful that I have to say it every single time I do a video. Now, I want to thank Wooting because I got this in the mail, which is the King of Magnet Palm Switch, and this is the Wooting exclusive version, and Wooting sent me this out to try it out, so of course, we're gonna have to do a sound test, compare it with all the other switches that I have, and see where this stands. And of course, hear from you guys if you guys like this switch over the other ones. So let's get straight into the video, and please make sure to like and subscribe.
So starting off, let's take a look at the TTC King of Magnet switch, the Wooting exclusive version. So this is exclusive to Wooting, made for Wooting. It doesn't mean that this is like the Palm TTC is only for Wooting, but this is the Wooting exclusive where you get the green stem, and I think this looks really interesting, really cool. I mean, to be fair, I'm really curious what it's gonna sound like, right? And know that this one is like a full palm housing with the palm stem, and then they also sent me the TTC RGB version. So there's two versions that they sent me, and we're going to do a sound test and look into both, of course. As you can see, this one does not go to the full 4.0 millimeter distance, and it is 55 gram. We also have the RGB version too, and yeah, we're gonna have to hear all of them and really see the differences. Now, to be fair, I know a lot of the Hall effect switches are recolors, but I'd still like to do a sound test because sometimes just you never know how it's gonna be like. So we're gonna just do sound tests on all of them. And so this is the Palm version, where you just get the light diffuser in the front, and then let me show you also the RGB version, which will be a little bit different. So as you can see, the RGB is like a full transparent clear switch, while the Palm is actually a nice like white phases. So let's start off by looking at the RGB. So as you can see on screen, it is with the PC housing palm stem transparent housing, 55 gram to 3.4 millimeters distance, and it's 60 USD for 70 switches. So definitely not on the cheap side, but it is nice for backlighting. Now this is the TTC with Palm version, and you can see this one's actually more expensive. So let's go straight into sound tests of both. Now that we've done with the sound tests, we should take a look at these switches more in depth with the stem mobile test, of course, and more in the backlighting. So my thoughts originally right now is that they do still sound very similar to the regular King of Magnet, even though the POM is with the POM housing. And honestly, it's actually kind of quite interesting to see that it sounds very bubbly. Now, as you can see, these are box stems, so you're not getting a lot of stem mobile, or you won't get any stem mobile when it's pressed down because of the way that the stems are. So it is completely blocked off, meaning no stem mobile, which is really great for most people that don't like stem mobile. Honestly, the stem mobiles for most of the newer Hall effect switches, I feel like aren't horrible. I know that people don't like the Lekker V2s because of some stem mobile, but honestly, I don't personally feel that they affect my like typing or gaming too much. But to be fair, I'm not really pressing down a lot, might be the reason why. But yeah, I'd say like it's pretty good. I mean, these switches definitely are quite interesting in terms of the sound wise. They're still very high pitched for my taste, but you know, some people really will like that. And especially the fact is the POM one does sound a little bit better, but it still sounds pretty much almost identical with the King of Magnet switch, the regular. Just a little bit less of that high pitched tinging, like ting sound, and more of like a bubbly, like really it sounds kind of bubbly. That's the best way I can explain the sound. So one thing I would love to do is also give you guys a good, you know, backlighting test to see, you know, how is it? Because when you get the King of Magnet switch, the regular one, you'll notice that the lighting is really dim on it, and it's really very bad for backlighting. So let me give you guys like the RGB and the POM, because the POM isn't like the RGB where it's the full transparent switch, the light's going through everywhere, and instead there is a light diffuser where the light will go through right there in that specific section. So we're gonna kind of take a look and see what the differences are. And as I, you know, turn off the other lights and kind of give you guys more of an, you know, seeing as how good these switches are for backlighting, plus how accurate they are, right? Because like as you can tell with the Gaterons, they definitely have a little bit more of like a green shade to them. So as you can see right now, I have like the pink for the POM right now, and then blue for the RGB version of the King of Magnet. So we're gonna change the lights up to match up, and then also kind of give you guys a little bit more of a look to see how accurate it is. So this is with the blue for both blue. As you can see, it is quite bright on the RGB version. Of course, with the transparent, you know, switch, you're getting light that comes through everywhere. It does seem brighter, especially depending on the keycaps you use too, right? So it'll really depend. Now, and on the camera, you can kind of see it make it look more like pinkish, but it's actually more white, and in person it actually is quite accurate in terms of the white coloring. So just keep that in mind. The camera is making it just a little bit more pinkish. Now this is what happens when you put the keycaps on. The RGB version is going to actually let the light shine through a little bit more around the whole keycap, while the POM version is really focused on just the top side. Now let me give you guys kind of a comparison with all the other switches. I know that, you know, you guys seen this before, and many will have already, but just to give you guys a little bit of comparison compared to the King of Magnet. So as you can see from left to right, so left is the Lekker V2 60 and then 45, and then we go into the Gateron Jade Pro, and then we have the Geonworks Raw, and then the Latenpow, and then Black Knight, and then Gateron Max, then the rice pudding, to the dashes, then the Jade Gaming, and the Lucifer HE. Now, compared to these ones, I would say the King of Magnet RGB is really good and much brighter compared to them. And the POM is still good, actually. I would say the POM is very, very competitive with these. So all in all, with the POM and the RGB version, of course, the RGB is going to be more identical with the King of Magnet because of the build, and it's just going to be the transparent housing. And then, of course, the POM, which actually changes the housing to a POM housing. Honestly, though, I feel like, as I said, you know, before, they do sound quite identical to each other. Almost like if you were actually to listen to it in person and type on them, they'd sound almost identical. The magnetic hitting the bottom, like when it bottoms out, it is quite loud. The magnet does hit, and then you can actually hear it quite a bit. So keep that in mind for these switches. I will have the links available in the description for all of them, so you can take a look to see which ones you want and easily find them. And I also want to give you guys a little bit of a hint. I'm actually bringing another new one that's actually been releasing this month.
Now let me know down below in the comments what your guys' thoughts are on the King of Magnet POM switch. Probably wouldn't enjoy using this too often. It's still on a little bit more of the higher pitch clacky side for myself. Of course, everyone has their own personal preference and everyone's gonna be a little bit different. Just for me personally, it's not one that I would enjoy. I like a little bit more on the deeper sounding, more on the quieter side, and that's just my personal preference. But I would love to hear from you guys, you know, what your guys' thoughts are on this switch. And of course, please let me know down below in the comments, like things that I could, you know, maybe improve on these videos or do better. I know that I'm not super like informative in terms of these switches. Like I don't know a ton of like everything here, but I'm trying to learn and I want to do better. And of course, provide you guys in terms of, you know, improving your Wooting and upgrading it, better quality videos. So please let me know down in the comments. I really would love to hear from everyone because, you know, I'm trying my best and I want to improve and I want to make it better. So please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll have to catch you guys next time, but please go check out the other videos I got.